What is the most unexplainable thing you saw on Night Watch? I was pulling guard duty at Forward Operating Base Viper in eastern Afghanistan 2009. Middle of nowhere, surrounded by mountains and absolutely nothing else. The kind of place where your imagination starts playing tricks after staring into darkness for hours. My shift partner was Corporal Knox, a guy from Montana who'd grown up hunting. If anyone could spot movement in the dark, it was him. We'd been rotating 4-hour watches for 3 weeks without incident. Around 2 a.m. on a Tuesday, Knox grabbed my shoulder and pointed toward the perimeter fence. You see that? I squinted through my night vision goggles. About 200 meters out, something was moving parallel to our wire. Not walking, not running, just gliding smoothly across the rocky terrain. Could be locals? I whispered, though we hadn't seen civilians in this area for months. The valley was too remote, too dangerous. Knox shook his head. Look at the height. That thing's at least 8 feet tall. My blood went cold. Through the green glow of night vision, I could make out a dark silhouette moving with impossible fluidity. No bobbing motion like a person walking. No pause to navigate obstacles, just steady, unnatural movement across terrain that would challenge an experienced hiker. Radio it in? I asked. Knox hesitated. And say what? We spotted Bigfoot on the perimeter? We watched for another 10 minutes as the shape continued its patrol. It never came closer than 150 meters, but never moved farther away either, like it was deliberately maintaining distance from our position. Then it stopped directly across from our guard tower and stood motionless for what felt like an eternity. I could feel it watching us, even though I couldn't make out any features through the scope. This is insane, Knox muttered. I've seen bears, elk, mountain lions. This isn't any animal I recognize. My hands were shaking as I adjusted the night vision settings, trying to get a clearer image. But every time I thought I had a good view, the thing would shift slightly and become unclear again. Around 3 a.m., it simply vanished. Not walked away, not ducked behind cover. One moment it was there, the next moment empty landscape. Knox and I spent the rest of our shift scanning every inch of that area. Found nothing. When morning came, we hiked out to investigate the spot where we'd seen it. No footprints in the sandy soil, no disturbed vegetation, no sign that anything had been there at all. We never reported the incident. Who would believe us? 2 soldiers hallucinating during a routine night watch? Career suicide. But something bothered me for months afterward. The way it moved, the deliberate distance it maintained, the perfect timing of its disappearance. Almost like it understood our capabilities and was testing our responses. 6 months later, I was reassigned to intelligence analysis at Bagram Airfield. Part of my job involved reviewing incident reports from remote outposts across Afghanistan. That's when I found them. 17 separate reports from different bases, all describing identical encounters. 8-foot-tall figures observed at night, maintaining specific distances from perimeters, vanishing without trace. Every report had been classified and buried. No follow-up investigations, no pattern analysis, just filed away and forgotten. The strangest detail? All 17 sightings occurred at bases located along ancient trade routes, paths that had been used for thousands of years by travelers crossing between Pakistan and Afghanistan. I started mapping the locations, cross-referencing historical data about the region. Found references in British colonial records from the 1800s describing similar encounters with tall watchers observed by military patrols. Soviet military documents from the 1980s contained nearly identical reports. Russian soldiers stationed in remote valleys, describing mysterious figures that seemed to monitor their movements from safe distances. The pattern went back over 150 years. Different armies, different wars, but consistent descriptions of the same phenomenon. Knox transferred to Special Forces after our deployment. I sent him copies of everything I'd discovered, asking if he wanted to discuss what we'd witnessed. His response was 2 words: leave it. 3 years later, Knox contacted me through encrypted email. He was stationed at a classified location, conducting reconnaissance missions in remote mountain regions. His message was brief but chilling. They're not just in Afghanistan. We've encountered them on 3 continents. Command knows exactly what they are, but won't tell field personnel. Some things are better left unexplained. I never heard from Knox again after that message.